Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Hell's Paradise episode number 9 reaction. So the previous episode it was a very, what can I say, like a very tough episode. Someone died who is Tenza. We got to meet him like in the previous episode. So it hasn't been much to develop an emotional connection with him, but the previous episode did a very good job to get his backstory out, what who he was, where he came from, and we also got to meet another character whose name is Shion, and we saw what happened. One of the what do you call them? Tencent, I think. Yeah, one of the Tencent comes in, and yeah, she's too strong. And these characters are just so strong. They don't die if you cut them. They just regenerate back. It's crazy. So they were like they had to take their life at their hands and just run. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough because Tenza had to kind of stop her from going further so that Shion can take Nurugai and run away. And that's what Shion had to do. And they promise that they'll be back and they'll defeat these Tensen. And as for Tensa's backstory, it was a very nice backstory. We get to see how he was a kid who used to just get into fights, and he was taken in by Shion, and he wanted to leave, but in the end, after listening to Shion's story as to how he lost one of his disciples, he decided to stick together, together with Shion, and get one hit on Shion. After that, he asks Shion to teach him, and Shion always talks about potential. So, his potential was saving someone, and that was his fate. He wanted to save someone. That's what he was able to do. He not only did he save his master, but he also saved Nurugai. But in that process, he had to give his own life. So yeah, that was the previous episode. Let's see what happens in this one. Episode number 9. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're back here. Hmm. Too many mysteries. Wow, he's actually, damn, overloaded. He needs to cool his. Oh god, he's asleep. Great. Why is he sleeping outside? What the hell? Oh, keeping an eye as a guard. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, he is right. I agree with him. Exactly. Oh god, Gabimaru. Oh, that's not good. He's off on his own. Oh. Mm. Gods and people. All right. Mm. All right. Oh, oh no. Wait, the trees are like, whoa, this is very creepy and weird. Oh my god, just look at them. They're actually, okay. They're looking at something and praying. Hmm. That is true. However, Senta's also correct. Like going alone in this situation isn't a good idea. Whoa. Damn. Oh no, I feel like something's gonna happen here. All right. Oh no, this this person is back. Uh, because she had to deal with tension. Yeah, because that's supposed to be the nourishment for, yeah, for Tan. Okay. Damn. Well, Gamel's a bit stronger. However, still, these things they are just too much. Exactly. However, I feel like Garmin will be a good contender for the against like the Tencent because he's actually like strong. Ooh, there you go, flame. They're literally plants. I feel like flame would be like a weakness for them, or maybe not. I don't know. Okay, no, never mind. Oh, but but Gabimaru is tough. Like that's what I was saying. Like a good contender. No, he's tough. He won't die that easily. Yep, there you go. He's actually surprised. He's like, what the hell? Okay, what's going on? Damn! Alright, he's actually fighting. Alright. I wonder how long can they regenerate? Like, shouldn't there be like a limit? In centuries, wow. Damn. Yeah. Oh! Oh! Yo! Yeah. No, but he changed from a girl to. Okay. Alright, wait, why is his leg glowing? What's going on? Oh, he's bleeding. For the first time we see that. Yeah, I thought that Gamo's leg was glowing or something. What the? Yeah, alright, here we go. This ain't it. This ain't good. Okay, this ain't good. No, 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 no. Oh god. Move! Alright. Oh. Yeah, like she used it. Oh boy. Alright. Oh my god. Yo, okay. What is this Dragon Ball Z like battle? Oh, damn! He's hitting so hard that she can regenerate. Will he be able to defeat a Tencent? Okay, that is impressive. That is impressive. Yeah. Oh no. Wait, what? Oh, she's becoming one with the island, I think. No, what's happening? Oh, never mind. She's transforming. Okay, great. Um, yeah. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Oh, okay, it's a plant monster now. The male and the female. Okay, it has both the male and the female part of the flower, pistil and stamen, I think. All right, it's a lightning flower. That's even better. Okay, something. Carmen is still standing. Oh. Oh! Oh no! I think Gaimeno's flame can work now. She's a literal flower. It should burn, shouldn't it? Yes, there you go. Oh no. Yeah. Oh! Hmm. Um. No, it wasn't. Ah. Hmm. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, good God, this is going to turn into a nightmare. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh no 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 no! No. Oh my God, what the hell? All right, what's going on here? Oh, oh, okay, okay. Whoa. Instinctively. Oh, okay, here we go. Yes, it's working. Like I said, flame. Oh God, this is like a. Oh God, lightning attack again. Wait, who's that? Is that May? It's May. Oh, 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 okay. So she has like shield powers, so it's like a barrier she made. Damn. Wow, it's crazy that Ganmar was able to deal this much damage against. Okay, so the Tencent knows about Mei. I was wondering because Mei also has a similar power to the Tencent, that yellow glow. Yeah, ordinary people. Yeah, yeah. Mei has already won. What? What are you on about? Sagi is literally. Okay, that's a very flawed logic. Yeah, there you go. Probably because he's a tree. Wait, is he one of those trees? Oh, I just realized. Like one of those trees who were like like closing their hands. Is he one of those trees? He has a club. Yeah, we need more information. Huh. Yeah. Seven hermits. There you go. She's that girl, isn't she? The one we saw before? Wow, everyone's so blonde. No, wait. Banana and peach. Yellow and. Wait, how many of. They're not showing her face because she has burned. Damn. Tao. Is- Kish- Wow. Great. Yeah, but I don't think that killed them. I don't think so. Yeah. Motion. Oh, there you go. Ah. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're lying. You're lying. Uh. Oh, is this the ton? Yeah. Well, revered master. Wait, there's like someone even above them? Wait, I didn't count. There was only one. What are these names? Okay, I'll never be able to remember these names. Okay. Ah! Oh, when he was a human, or oh, looked humans. Ah, I see. Oh, are these all the humans? Oh, they become trees. There you go. Like I said, I was like, is he one of the trees? Uh, oh, I see, I see. Ah, okay. That's why they're all praying. But then why did he? Oh, he's still not completely transformed. Oh, oh. Hmm. Okay. I'm wondering, May, like, who is she? Like, yeah. Yep. He's like, yep, I can kill them without any remorse. Oh, and that, okay. Yep. I'm glad he realized that. Oh, these two. I don't think so. Okay. Wow, this episode was crazy. Like I wasn't expecting Gabimaru to do any damage to one of the Tencent. He actually like did a lot. Like I wasn't expecting that really. Like how like in the first place the fact that someone can deal that much damage to the Tencent never really was something that I wasn't able to imagine at all because they literally regenerate. So the fact that Gabner was able to accomplish this much alone was one of the biggest surprises. Like I knew he was strong, but I feel like this episode kind of actually showed us how strong he is. Like he's like too much. Like in front of an immortal being, like almost immortal being, he dealt that much damage. I feel like Ganmaru was like there's like like in the video games there's like boss battles where like there's like a video games like in a boss who has like 3 health bars. I feel like Gardner was able to like whittle down the health bar to the final health bar and almost take out like half of the final health bar, and that's when he got defeated. Like very close to the win but wasn't able to grasp that win. That was what happened. Like that's what it felt like. Okay, that's it. Yeah, it felt like like one of those boss battles with 3 freaking health bars, and Gadmaru was like one after the other, like was able to whittle down everything to the final one, but it wasn't really enough to like deplete the final health bar, and he gets defeated. So that type of thing. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this episode. This episode, most of the episode was like the whole battle section, but at the beginning we get to see Gabimaru, Sagiri, and Senta them coming up with like a plan, thinking what to do, and you can see Senta's like, what we need to do is not go and rush in, but we should stop for now and like like figure out what's going on. Let's get more information and then we should make our move. There's a lot of other mysteries to solve, like and we shouldn't really do anything before that. And he's like and he's like, oh my god, my head is feeling like overburdened, let me go and take a bath and then I'll feel okay. And they like repeatedly told him that don't take a bath, you'll fall asleep, and he's like, no, it's fine, like I won't fall asleep, and then he falls asleep. And so obviously Gabimaru is like, we've seen his hurry, like like how hurried he is, how he's trying to hurry this whole thing because he wants to go back to his wife. Not only that, he also knows that like ninjas from Iwagakure probably are going to come here. So before any of that, like he wants to somehow get at least some information about the Tan and at least accomplish something. So just waiting like this for him, he's like, nah, like my timer is running out, I need to do something. So he sees how Senta has like fallen asleep, and he's like, let's do this. And he goes out alone, and you know what I was wondering, I was like there's like a few things we need to remember. First of all, like Gabimaru and his crew never really knew about how strong the Tencent is. you know that's the thing. Like the people who have met the Tencent are Tensa, what was his name, Shion, yeah, Shion, Nurugai, and those two brothers. These are the characters who have met the Tencent, and they know how strong it is, the Tencent are. We as audience know how strong they are, and that's all that these are the only few people who know about how the strong the Tencent are. Gardner doesn't know about it. Neither does Gardner or Steve know about it. That's number one. Number two, the fact that Gardner was able to do so much shows how strong he is, and obviously Gardner himself knows how strong he is. So I think that is also the reason why he decided to go off on his own, because he thought he'll be able to handle it. Because you saw how strong he is, it's crazy. So I feel like he was correct in thinking that, oh, whatever happens, I'll be able to deal with it, because he was that strong. But the mistake here was he didn't know how strong the Tencent were. So these are the two reasons why Gadmaru left on his own. I feel like if he knew how strong the Tencent are, and how he won't be able to take care of them, he probably would have waited. even though time was running out. He probably would have waited. However, like seeing how strong he is, his own capabilities, and how he didn't know how strong the Tensen are, he decided to go on his own, and he probably thought that, oh, I can take care of it. But yeah, like that ended up being a mistake. So Gandalf is like running, and he comes across this place, open field, where there's trees praying to someone. And like it took me a while, but at the ending part, I suddenly I was like, okay, maybe the Hoko. I think Hoko. That's his name, isn't it? The tree. Maybe he's also one of these trees. He's probably one of the exceptional trees who didn't really stay here, who's sentient or something like that. I thought. Turns out it's kind of the same. Like he kind of explains it in the end. Anyways, Gabmaru here sees these trees like praying to someone, and he's like, something is going on here, and he's thinking about his wife, and he's like, I need to take care of this. So he goes and he comes across like the inner part of the island. What do they call it? Hoko, I think, something like that. They called it. No, Hojo. No, Hoko is the tree. Okay, never mind. No, wait. What do they call the inner part? Horai, Horai. Okay, I need to remember these names. Horai. Okay. So yeah, so the Horai was like the inner part. So it's like very beautiful. It's like very nice because like the gods or the Tensens like stay there. So like Hoko told all of these to Gadmar, and Gadmar comes across this place, and he's like, "What the hell is this? This is like a man-made structure, like a huge gate." And he's just there, like looking at it, and he tries to go in. However, in comes this Tensen, the Tensen who fought Tensa, and she's here. And Gadmar looks at her, and Gadmar is like, "Oh, you're one of those creatures. Like you're like you're not a human." So interesting thing she says here. She's like, oh, like like what the hell, like can you please go back? Like why do you keep coming when it's my turn? So this kind of like shows that I'm guessing this whole thing kind of cycles. Like every day it's like a turn for one of them, and it's funny because there are seven of them, so it makes sense. Like 7 people, 7 days. So each day is assigned to one of them. I'm guessing who patrol the place or keep an eye on the whole like island and acts as a guard. I'm guessing, kind of, like. So this day it was her turn, and in the morning she fought Tensai and Shion and all of them. And now at night, Ganmaru comes in front of their like the gate. So she's like, "What the hell? I just fought someone. Like, why are you here again? Can you please leave? I can't be bothered with this." And it was still her turn. That's why she was grumbling that much. However, this is Ganmaru, like, and like Ganmaru kind of asks her a few questions. He's like, "Where's the ton? Like, what's inside there?" All these questions he's asking, but she doesn't really answer. She attacks Garmion, and Garmion also attacks, and she sees that Garmion is actually dealing damage. Like like her hand is broken first of all. Her neck almost breaks again, but she regenerates, so she just regenerated, and she's like, "Oh, interesting. Like you're kind of fast, aren't you?" And then he uses his aesthetic blaze or something like that. That's what it's called, his ninjutsu, and like puts him in fire, her in fire, and I'm like, "All right, interesting." They're plants, so fire should work, shouldn't it? Now, here's one thing. I feel like there's something else that is going on. I feel like there's a bigger significance between them changing genders. Like, it's not that they're doing it just because they want to. There's a reason why they're doing it. I feel like when they get heavily damaged, they switch from one gender to another to kind of like mitigate the damage, or let the other like body to kind of get enough time to regenerate or something while the other gender takes over. I think that's what's going on, because remember that previous episode where Tensai actually dealt a lot of damage. At first she was a girl, but then later on she comes as a male, and that was probably because her female form was taking a little bit of time to regenerate, and then that is why she took the male form, and that's why the male form came in. And then after that again she took took the female form. So I think that's the reason. Like I feel like that's what I'm thinking. Like there's a bigger significance between them changing genders here as well. When Gabimaru burns the female, like like body, you can see how she still comes out of the flame and attacks Gabimaru and punches him. The Gabimaru goes and gets smashed into the the gate, and you can see here that she has changed into a male, and you see this like black suit on top of his body. It kind of like falls apart, and you see that he's like a male. So that is why I think like since his female body got damaged, he switched to the male body and probably gave the female body a little bit time to regenerate back or something. And I think that only happens when they get heavily injured. Like if it's like a little cut or something, they can just regenerate back. But if it's like a very big thing, they need to switch genders. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. I think so. And like I said, this fighting this Tencent seemed like a boss battle. Like so many different stages. At first, like it's from a male to female, then to a female again. From female to male, then to female again, and then she turns into a freaking plant, like a flower, and like it seemed like in different stages of a boss battle. Oh, first health bar gone, second health bar, different transformation. Second health bar gone, the third health bar, another different transformation. I feel like this show could actually be a very good game. Like if they plan to make a video game, like it'll be kind of interesting. Like it'll be quite successful because of the different characters and the different monsters. It will be very like successful as a game, I feel like. Anyways, so yeah, and like here he's like, oh, so that's it, he's dead. Tries to go away, but then Gabimaru's like, oh, it's a bit late to ask, but are you a Tencent? And he looks at him and he's like, what the hell, you're not dead? Like, what? I hit you so hard that you should be dead. Like, what's going on? And he's surprised. He's like, all right, so something's going on. You're quite tough for a human being. And like we see them like having the battle again. Gabimaru starts fighting, and he's like, why are you so tough? And he's punching, Gabimaru's punching, and like Gabimaru's like aesthetic blitz was ineffective, but like maybe there must be something I haven't tried yet. And he kicks him in the stomach. Now this part, I noticed this. His leg is glowing, just like the Tencent, how their hands glow when they like attack. His leg is also glowing. So I feel like something happened here, something different, which was why the Tencent got hurt. Started bleeding. But we still don't know like what happened, because Gabimaru also realized something different happened here, but he also didn't realize what happened, what different happened. And if when the day comes that he'll understand how he's able to deal that damage, that'll be the biggest I feel like biggest strength that we'll get, like a way to actually damage the Tencent. We need to figure that out first. And Gabimaru was able to do it somehow. Don't know how though. But it's like, what is this feeling? And you see the Tencent's like bleeding from the mouth. First time we see them actually bleed. And Gabimaru's like, the reaction is clearly different from how it has responded up until now. What was it? What worked? Okay. And you see, he changed into a female again. I'm like 80% sure. Like when they get dealt a huge or a heavy damage, they switch the genders. And probably let the other gender recuperate and like get enough energy back. And so the question would come, what would happen if both the genders are damaged? I think that is what happened here in the final section. They become a plant, which is like the final form, I think. Like they keep switching genders when they're able to do that. But if both the genders are dealt heavy damage one after the other simultaneously, obviously they have to do something to so, and what they do is like they transform into a plant, which is probably like their final form or something. I think so. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, but I'm like 80% sure that when they get dealt a fatal damage or like a high damage, they change genders. They switch genders immediately. Here, as again, he switched gender to a female again, and yeah, so So she's like your physical capabilities. You probably don't realize it yourself, but you're probably doesn't really like complete the like the statement. So yeah, I think Gunnar was probably kind of copying their techniques, like how they used their fist to attack, which was glowing. He used his leg to attack, which was also glowing. So I think that's what she was probably going to say, but obviously she didn't say it because otherwise, like he'll realize their weakness or something like that. Now she starts doing this whole like energy beam thing and starts like clads her hands in that yellow glow and starts like not shadow boxing but shooting like this. And yeah, now you can see something different is happening here. Her eyes turn black and red. So I'm guessing this is like probably one of the secret techniques or something, so Gaimer is like his stomach gets hurt a lot, and he's trying to guard, but he's thinking like it's pointless. I cannot do enough damage to this creature. However, he's not stopping. He keeps guarding, goes and attacks the Tencent, and yeah, both punch each other, and then this crazy battle happens. And he's like, you know what? One thing I can see, only one way of winning is I keep dealing so much damage that she cannot regenerate, and that's what he does. Keeps hitting her so hard and so quickly that she stopped regenerating for a moment and she falls out. Now, you know what? I feel like in this situation, if the male body was probably healed up, she would have switched here. I'm 100% sure. She would have switched here to the male, but we just saw her male body also got damaged, so her male body is probably kind of regenerating. So her female body is like battered, her male body is regenerating. So that is why, since she didn't have any other choice, she became a plant, which was like the third form. In case of emergency, I think that's what she did. And yeah, this battle is so much like a boss battle. I feel like this is probably one of the boss battles in one of the action RPGs, maybe like a Dark Souls maybe a Dark Souls game. She feels like a boss in one of those games, where there's like a condition you need to attack the male body and the female body within a certain amount of time. If you're able to do that, then the third stage will be unlocked when she'll become a plant, and if you're able to destroy the plant, then you'll win, that type of thing. If you're not able to defeat the male body and the female body within that specific amount of time, the other body will regenerate and it'll switch back in. It'll become a cycle. So within I don't know 3 minutes of time after dealing damage to the male body, you need to defeat the female body as well. If you're not able to do that, if it goes past that 4 minutes, then they'll just switch the gender. So once you're able to do that, then she'll transform into the plant, and then you need to defeat the plant to win. Seems like so much like a boss battle. I feel yeah, one of those enemy characters that you need to defeat in a Dark Souls game or something. But anyways, yeah. So she Gaimura asks where's the elixir, but she doesn't answer, and she's oh, I'm going to get into trouble once again. And hibiscus starts getting out, growing from her body, and she becomes a plant, like a flower bud envelops her, and the flower bud kind of opens, and you see the inside there's the male and the female, I think the male is the white part, the female is the black part, you see. And just look at this flower. You can see that the flower has, okay, where's that part? Let me go to the flower again and let me look at the flower. Okay, you can see that the flower is it has the petals. Inside there's the stamen and the pistil. I think that's what they're called. It's been a while I've read my it's been a while. I've forgotten my science classes. Let me check. I think stamen is, is it the female or is the male part? Wait a minute. Stamen. The male part of the flowers are called stamen. Anther at the top, stalk. Okay. Female is pistil. There you go. Yep. So Yeah, so that's basically the stamen and the pistil. You know, like you can see the anther on top, and then the like like the male part, which is like the white part, the female part, which is the black part. It has four legs and a tail. Weird creature, but anyways, yeah. So this monster starts attacking, makes some weird little noise, and starts attacking Gabimaru. And yeah, this is actually like dangerous. So Gabimaru tries to attack the creature but isn't able to deal much damage. Tries to kick it, but like the legs kind of deflected. Uses lightning, and Gabimaru gets hurt. Gabimaru's like, okay, let me use my ninjutsu. Tries to use his flame, but isn't able to because he's been trying too hard, using a lot of his power, so he isn't able to do it. And I feel like it would have worked here, if he was able to. Like I said, Gabimaru was a little bit a little bit more. If he was able to do, he probably would have been able to kill this Tensen off. I think because I feel like the flame would have worked here because she's a plant now. She's actually a plant. So, and you saw how it kind of worked later on when Gabimaru used his flame, and the the things that were grabbing Gabimaru kind of burnt off and fell down. I think it would have worked, but unfortunately Gabimaru wasn't able to use his firepower, so he got hit again. And in his head he's like, oh, is this a nightmare? And he in his dreams he's seeing that his wife is there, and his wife is like, oh, like, are you okay? You're having like a dream, I think. And Gadman was like, oh, like it was a dream, and starts crying. And he's like, oh, thank God. And then, like his wife goes and makes some tea. And his wife is like, what's that part? Okay, I cannot pronounce the name. Chrysanthemum. It's a flower, obviously. I know the flower, but I cannot, for the love of God, I cannot pronounce that. Chrys Chrysanthemum. Okay. So wait a minute. You know what? Let me check. Is that a flower? I think that's a flower, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. It's a flower. So yeah, she's like, oh, this is that, and I was like, okay, here we go. Since it's a flower, I'm like, yep, he's kind of like, and you know what I thought? I thought this was actually going to become like a nightmare. Like the tea, when he was going to drink it or something, the flower would become alive or something and grab him or something. I thought like some weird nightmare horror stuff is going to happen here, but none of that happens because Garner himself realizes, and he's like, oh, and he's like, you know what? Even if this is like a dream, and I'm glad that I was able to talk to you, like even in my dream, I'm sorry, I probably won't be able to come back. And you see how they have grabbed him, the flower has grabbed him, and it's like almost going to kill him, but then Gaimon goes in autopilot mode. And Shinobu rule number 20, as his as the village chief told him, if you're facing death, draw whatever life you have left to deal as much damage as possible to the enemy before dying. And he's like, yeah, you don't need to worry about that because it's going to automatically get activated. We have taught you and trained you in that way. So that's what happened. Garmano, in his kind of dream kind of state, he attacks, clads himself in flame, and burns off the hand or whatever that was grabbing Garmimaru, those tentacle things. And then the flower was able to deal the final damage, but in comes May, and he's grabbing Gabimaru and kind of trying to defend him. And here's the thing, so the Tensen knows about May. The Tensen is like, where's that part, gets angry, tries to attack May, uses a barrier or something, protects Gabimaru, and then both of them fall down. So after that, the flower becomes human again, and you see, she says, May, what do you think you're doing? Now here's the thing, I'm not really sure who May is, but it seems like she's somehow related to the Tensen. There's a few theories that I can think of. Number one is that May is, I don't know, maybe one of the kids of, I don't even know if these Tencent can even have kids. I'm not really sure. They're like plants, so I don't know. So maybe like May is like one of the kids of the Tencent, or maybe May is one of the Tencent herself. However, I don't think May is one of the Tencent because they said like there's seven. So then May would be the eighth. That wouldn't make sense. So I don't think she's the Tencent, but I feel like she probably has the powers of the Tencent. Otherwise, how would she be able to use the glowing fist thing that all the other Tencents were using? And this Tencent also knows about May, and she says like, May, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? So there you go. So these are the reason why I feel like, I don't know, like yeah, maybe May is like related to one of the Tencents or something like that, and that is why she's able to use the same powers as the Tencents. That's that glowing fist that they use. Anyways, next scene we get to see Sagiri's like Senta's kind of like bowing, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I should have kept an eye on him, and he ran away. And I tried to go and find him, but those trees freaked me out. And yeah, so as Hoko says, in the mist it's impossible to make progress unless and until you're an extraordinary person, which Gabimaru is. So yeah, now Sagiri's like, let me go and quickly see where he is. So Yuzuri has like, oh what, there's no need for that, because we have something to do, which I'm guessing is finding Datan. And she says like, why are you trying to find him? He's a criminal, so shouldn't you be like, if he dies, he dies, you don't need to think more about him, or any of that. Now I feel like this is like a flawed logic, because what's the part where he says it's not like Asaemon care about the safety of criminals, right? And she says that there's no reason to look for him. If he dies, he dies. So that's what I said. I feel like, at least for Sagiri, this is not how it should go, because Sagiri is very, very, what was that word? Very particular about these type of things. She's like, no, we should always I should always keep eye on Gabimaru, this and that. So her character, her personality is definitely not like that. That she'll just be like, oh, you know what, Gabimaru ran away. Who cares? He I can't be bothered. That is definitely not Sagiri. Sagiri won't be like that. So that is why I was like, yeah, in Yuzuriha's situation, I can see her coming into this conclusion and thinking that, oh, we don't need to search for Gabimaru. But for Sagiri, nah, she's not going to be like that. So Hoko's like, oh, I need to go. If you're going to the Horai, I'll go with you, because May is not here with us. I think she went to find Gabimaru. So Yuzuriha's like, wait, so if you go, can we go? Will the mist not obstruct our path? And Yuzuriha's like, Hoko's like, yeah. And Yuzuriha's like, oh, okay, then yeah, we should probably find Gabimaru. Haha, let's go. Oh god. Anyways, so after that, while they are going, Yuzuriha asks the question, who are the Tencent? And Hoko answers, then says the Tencents are 7 hermits. I think that's what he says. The Tencent are 7 hermits. There you go. Alright, so here we get to see what the Tencent are doing. They're talking about what gender they prefer, being a male or a female. A few of them prefer male, a few of them prefer female. This girl, the pink-haired girl, she was like, oh, I prefer being a female. And the yellow-haired guy who we saw in the first few episodes, he was like, oh, I don't I prefer male. And she's like, oh, but you were a female that day. And just having a conversation and all that. And okay, wait a minute. I feel like all of them represent a particular plant, aren't they? The pink-haired girl represent peach. I think their hair color literally the same, a peach and the hair. The yellow-haired guy in front of him are bananas. So I'm guessing he represents bananas. I don't know. Now you see, this a purple flowered guy. I'm not exactly sure what flower this is, but whatever flower that is, he represents that, I'm guessing. Then there's this red flowers guy. Again, don't know what flower that is. Another yellow flowered person. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. And then the one we saw, yeah, like fought in the previous episode, no, not previous, but this episode, sorry, and the previous episode, the one who Gabimaru burned, um, she's also there, but she's like all wrinkly and everything. While the final person is, what crazy situation, like a thing about this scene is, everyone was literally ignoring the the girl who fought Gabimaru. You see how they were talking to each other? They were literally ignoring her. Crazy. Okay, so this person comes in who seems like the leader of them or something. I'm not really sure. This purple haired guy. And he comes in and he talks about the humans who came in. So Zujin, that's the name of the person who got defeated, almost defeated by Gabimaru. Alright, Zujin. And he's like, the yellow-haired guy, he's like, you let the humans escape, now you're struggling with another human. Maybe you're trash, that's what he says. He's like, oh, you're pathetic. And attacks her. And you see, okay, he says, judging by your appearance, you've been using too much Tao. I'm guessing that elixir, thing to keep themselves, young. Maybe he's like using too much. Since she used too much of her powers, she's like wrinkly now, all wrinkly and old. Because yeah, they're literally keeping themselves alive by having the tongue. And he says like, I can't believe a human forced you to use a Kishi Kai transformation. And they're like making fun of her and everything. Okay, so Jufa, that's the name of the yellow-haired guy. And this leader type person, the purple-haired person, he's like, oh, we are a family, stop that. A family sticks together, and family also obeys. I'm the only one allowed to harm Zujin. And he's like, kind of pissed off, and Jufa's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry about that, I won't do it again. Okay. So they ask him, like Jufa, I think, yeah, that did you kill those guys who came to the forest yesterday, the previous day? And he's like, yeah, I threw them in the pit, and they're probably flaweds by this time now. And like this guy, he's like the leader. He's like, you shouldn't underestimate them. Like unless and until we actually see that they're dead, they shouldn't we shouldn't rule out the possibility of them being alive. And he says like you'll often find injured beasts can be terrifying creatures. And as soon as he says that, we see the big brother, the yellow-haired guy, the bandit king. He actually jumps out of the pit with his brother on his back. Yeah, so both of them are alive, I'm guessing. And yeah, he says like if humans who arrived with them this time are just as capable, then we should keep an eye on them and be wary of them. So there's a few of the characters who are still alive, and I'm guessing these will be the main cast of this show, wouldn't it? I mean, obviously Gabimaru's team with Yuzuriha, Senta, Sagiri. Then we have Shion Nurugai, the two brothers, and then that guy, the guy with the one hand, who cut off his own hand, and that little guy, the yellow haired. These are the few characters who are only alive, I think, in this, in our team, in the human team. And yeah, I love how he asks a question to Jujin. I think I need to remember the names. The one who got almost defeated by Gabimaru. He's like, oh, I hope you defeated them, killed them, didn't you? And he's like, yeah, sweating. I did it. And he kind of looked at him suspiciously because he probably didn't completely believe her. But either way, he's like, all right, fine. So he's like, all right, so let's do our our toast. Puts I'm guessing that's a tan, in the cups and give it to them. They have a drink, and he turns into his younger self again. The one who got almost defeated by Gabimaru. Okay. So all of this is happening, and she's pretty pissed off on Gabimaru. So yeah. Now here we're back to Hoko again, and Hoko explains. Hoko says there were originally one, there weren't seven. And user has like, what does that mean? Shangdi's, okay, wait, are these like the full names of them? Shangdi Samanta Bhadra. Shangdi Samanta Bhadra, Dadi Aksho, Jujin Amogha Vajra. These are like Sangashyas Dasheng Ratna, Yuanjun Tathata, Gongong Manjusri, Ifai Jijun Gundi. Yeah, like a lot of these are like like the names and everything. Like they're like I wouldn't call them. I'm guessing Sanskrit. And since like Indian language like Hindi comes from Sanskrit, there's a lot of the words that I kind of recognize. For example, Shangdi Samanta Bhadra. This literally Samanta Bhadra is like an Indian, like a kind of like a name. Aksho, Dadi Aksho, Jujin Amoka Vajra. Vajra is I think lightning. Yeah, kind of. I think Vajra means lightning. I think like a lightning, like a thing, like the one that Zeus have in his hand, the lightning thing. What do you call them? I'm not sure. That's called a Vajra, as far as my knowledge goes. I might be wrong though. Then okay, Shangasya's Dashang Ratna. Ratna is means a jewel or gem. Yuanjun Tathata, Gongong Manjusri, Defai Dijun Kundi. Okay, what else? Alright, so yeah, so these are like their full names, I'm guessing. And okay, a hermit who mastered their art and became a god split into these 7 parts. There you go. And they all look and sound the same, but the personalities and roles are different. Together, the 7 of them rule the island. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. And he says like this was the legend from a child. So this is why I was saying like I don't think May is one of the like Tencents. I think May is probably related to them or something, like maybe their kid or something. I'm not really sure because Hoko literally says that like 7. There's 7 Tencents. Like from 1 they split off into 7, and we see these 7. Okay. No, wait, just a minute. Wait. Just a minute. Oh no, yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. For a moment, I was like, wait a minute, isn't the main guy like the main? No, he's also one of the parts. Okay, never mind. Okay, scratch that. Okay, so, but I do wonder how they decided who is the leader, because I feel like the purple-haired guy was like the leader. It seemed like it. So how did they decide who was the leader? I do wonder. Anyways, so Hoko's like, this was the legend I've heard as a child. And he explains, you said like, oh, what about what? You were a child? Like, what do you mean? You were a leaf or something? He's like, no, we were like you guys. And here's an interesting thing that he explains here. He says, they all looked like humans before. Now, here's the thing. They weren't humans. They looked like humans. He says like they were long-lived and more devout than your kind. So they were like a new, like a new branch of humans, I'm guessing, who lived in this island. And they were longer lived and more devout. The villagers prospered, but he says, yeah, they became the trees. Okay, here we go. The villagers only prospered until 1,000 years ago. Though our lives are long, we transform before we die. There you go. And they transform into this. Bodies become like trees. Eventually become a tree, take root in the land, pray cross-legged. Transformation progresses regardless of our age, and we lose our awareness as well. Just before we lose our awareness, we gather here. It is said that by doing so, we ensure our souls are invited into Horai after death. Wait, so is he literally the only tree that is left who still hasn't completely lost his consciousness? He's still in the process. I think so, because we haven't really seen any other tree walking like him. And he says like my awareness is fading as well. So he's like the final one or something, I'm guessing, who still hasn't transformed, but he's in the process of transforming. I had a family, but they transform. And he's just like, oh, this is my daughter. And he explains why, his daughter is like this. He says she was the first one in our family to transform. So, yeah, interesting how his daughter transformed before him. Because, like he said, I think he said that at the end of our lifespan, so I'm guessing like his daughter, I don't know, maybe she had like a disease or something, like probably had a lesser lifespan. Not a disease, but I think she probably had a lesser lifespan or something. That's why she transformed. Okay. And Sagi says, no man, wonder your village fell into ruin even after 1,000 years of prosperity. Okay, so he says Hora is the final resting place of souls. Tencents are gods who choose who will enter the Horai. They mustn't be defied. Okay. So here Sagi is thinking about Gabimaru, like he went on his own. He's thinking about Yuzuriha's words. Now after that we see Gabimaru has woken up almost, he sees Maze there, and he's thinking about the, the Tencents, and he's thinking they're like neither hermits nor gods, they are true monsters. And he's like, yeah, since they're monsters, I think we can defeat them. If they're monsters not gods, then there must be a way to kill them. And he's like, yeah, I shouldn't be reckless, I've learned my lesson, because now he knows how strong they are. He's like, we need people to help us out. And he's thinking about Yuzuriha, like Sagiri and all of them. And then we see this guy, the guy, this tall guy, the one who cut his own hand off. And this other, this is a little Simon. Both of them are here, and he's like, oh damn, you're alive still. You're looking ragged. Is it time for you to die? And he's like, Gabimaru's like looking at him. Now there you go. That was this episode. So very interesting episode. A very crazy battle happened, and then we got to know a lot about the Tencent. So this is basically what is happening. The Tencent are just like a group of not people, but like a group who got too strong by getting having Tan, consuming Tan, and they're literally controlling this whole place now. They don't want anyone to get into this whole situation. Otherwise, their own life, the way they're living, that is going to get threatened. Like they're literally like the leader of some what can I say, like some different, how can I explain it? Like they're literally the strong people out of everyone who probably after getting and consuming Tan got too strong and decided to make a little group so that they can keep this whole sanctuary kind of place ongoing, and they can keep surviving forever and ever, consuming the Tan. And that's why they don't want any of the humans coming and disrupting this, and that's why they're anyone who tries to disrupt them, they kill them, and if they're able to, they grab the humans, capture them, and make them nourishment for the Tan. So they're relying on the humans as well, if you think about it. At the same time, they don't want humans to come and take over. They're literally the boss, the leader, or the ones in charge of this place, and they don't want to give up their charge, their powers away, and their control over this place away. They're like this little kingdom they have. They're over here just living in this little kingdom, being the gods. That's what's happening here. And yeah, and to them, the people who are coming here, they're literally trying to take away their throne, the thrones of the gods. We're here to kind of topple them from this throne. That's what we're trying to do, and that's why they're attacking us, trying to kill us, and all these things. So interesting. All right, so that is it, guys. That's my reaction to episode number 16. Wait, why did I say 16? Episode number 9 of Jigokuraku. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And that is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Jigokuraku. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.